open the floor to questions.
Yeah, we're excited to get into conference finally. I think preseason can be grueling sometimes, especially playing 2 matches in a day. Obviously 4 weekends in a row of a lot of volleyball. Certainly helpful for us. We needed that volleyball. We needed some of those miles under our legs going into a tough conference play, but we are excited to turn the page and start conference play and get after it.
John, go ahead.
Coach, you've really built a strong fan base here, and you've continued to just see that fan base grow. Start off with conference play against North Texas on Friday. What are you expecting in terms of the crowd, and how much do the fans really boost your team?
Yeah, I think the Convo is an amazing volleyball gym. It's very intimate. The fans are very close, and we're trying to produce a brand of volleyball that's fast and exciting, and I think that's what we're doing. And I think the students are getting more involved, which I absolutely love. I think they are such an integral part of our success and what we're doing, and we're really trying to make sure that we're giving them the entertainment that they deserve when they come to our games and continuing to show up and just battle and fight. And so I think it's a fun style of volleyball, and I hope people continue to come and watch. I think this is what San Antonio can be. We can be a volleyball mecca and continue to have these crowds, whether it's students or the community, and we just have to continue to give them a great product to watch.
Parents?
Coach, obviously you hit 4 tournaments. You have a lot of new players, some good wins, some tough losses. I guess is it kind of like preparing for conference? It's like making a cake. You got to put all those things together to kind of get to this moment.
Yeah, we scheduled the teams that we played because we knew that they would be similar to us and really push us out of our comfort zone. We saw some really great sets. We just got to turn those great sets into good matches. I think that's the key right now. Our lineup's settled in a little bit here, and we need our big-time producers like Mia, Annika, our setter, Aaliyah Dro, or Libero, just to continue to produce and do what they do. And I think we'll be able to continue to sustain what we started in pre-conference.
Sean?
You had Mia break a blocks record for the school, and I think probably when people think about her, they think of what she does offensively, but she also gets it done on the defensive side. How does her multifaceted abilities help make her such a weapon for your team?
Yeah, there's no doubt, arguably, she's one of our best players. And we ask her to do a lot offensively, like you stated. And for us, it's like, hey, if someone's got your number defensively, then you do the same thing back. If you feel like you can't get into a rhythm, then hone in on the blocking and take up your space and, make defense a little bit better. But she does really have a natural ability to go in there and find the ball and clamp down on it. And that's the biggest thing that we're preaching. Hey, take up your space and trust the people behind you. And I think she really does. I think she does a great job of getting her feet there, making adjustments. And if for some reason she's not doing in that set offensively, she just, bunkers down and focuses on the defensive things. And we really saw that this weekend. People are going to game plan against you. Just make sure you can answer back on the other side of the ball as well.
Parents?
I guess do you approach conference as you're 0-0 again, and I guess how do you handle that situation when you're coming off the tournament and maybe record-wise maybe you're not where you want to be in other ways?
Yeah, that's a great question. We talked about North Texas. I think they're 2-7, but they've arguably played one of the toughest pre-conference schedules in the American, and they're battle tested. And again, maybe they don't have the wins to prove it, but they're playing some great volleyball. So now we come into conference, and all of that stuff doesn't really matter. Our eyes on the prize right now, and that's conference. How do we, make it tough to play in the Convo? How do we make it tough to play in front of our crowd? What are we doing? What do we need to do? What lessons have we learned from pre-conference that are going to help us go into conference? And that's always been the message. We're putting teams on the other side of the net that we feel are going to test us and push us, and now it's conference time. We've been through that gauntlet of all those matches, and we just take it, one set at a time, be where your feet are, play that long rally, and just continue to answer back.
Sean?
With facing North Texas and Rice this weekend, what do you expect to see from those two teams, and how will they challenge you?
Yeah, they're really great offensively. You know, they have some consistent scorers, really great pin attackers, and I think for us, it's making sure that we can manage that. If Aaron Johnson comes up and bounces a ball, then we serve receive and bounce one of our own balls, and just continue to play in the moment, play side out volleyball, and I think that's going to be really, really big for us. They're very well coached, both teams, really gritty, so I expect long rallies and a lot of things, and we just have to have short-term memory on some of the stuff that maybe is not going our way, and play side-out volleyball.
Terrence?
Coach, the last time you played North Texas last year, you were 1-5, and it jump-started a 7-match winning streak. Did you kind of play that up, or is it just a different year, a different team?
Yeah, I think it's just a task at hand. You know, they have different players. We have some different players. You know, we want to start with one set at a time, one match at a time. There's certainly a little bit of an inner rivalry, obviously, within the Texas schools, so it's really, really fun. They play very hard. They celebrate really big. So it's a really fun match to be a part of. And we're just trying to make sure it's task at hand. You know, what can we control? What do we need to do? And just continue to go from there.
Sean?
What has Martina brought to your serving? She's got by far the most aces on your team this year. What look does she bring that maybe you haven't had in the past?
Yeah, I think she's pretty fearless from the service line, attacking, and we want our service to go back there, do their routine, and go for it. You know, we're okay if they miss long sometimes, and certainly okay if they're really on a serving run for them to continue to go for it. Part of our success is getting other teams out of system, so her confidence from the service line is really important to us, and hopefully that continues to wear off on some of our other servers of get back there, do your routine, and get after it. And historically speaking, international players serve really tough. The ball that they play with internationally is a little bit different than ours, but they're used to just, you know, going low and flat with that ball. And she does a great job of that, and really just has a one-track mind when she's back there. This is my routine, and this is what I'm doing.
All right, if there are no more questions, I think that'll wrap things up. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.